let's say there was no outside money in there, how could you guys have? I never even thought of things like that during COVID, like businesses like that. How would you guys been able to have kept afloat? Because obviously, for at
Yeah.
least 2020 and most of 2021, US was probably different than Canada, but they weren't really having these sports leagues. So would you guys have just maybe kept some people on retainer for a bit, or said like, listen, we can't pay you now, but when we come back, everyone has their job back. Like, what could have been done?
Yeah, well, I've been asked that question. Like, I've been asked, if you were never fired and you never brought in the private equity money. So let's go back to sequence. If I had never brought
Yeah,
in the private equity money and I had never
yeah,
therefore been fired, and I had been the CEO, 2 years later when this COVID crisis happened,
right.
would we have survived? And my answer is absolutely, we would have survived. That's what entrepreneurship is. That's what persevering through tough times is. We persevered through the 2008 recession, 2012. We would have persevered. It would not have been pretty. We would have
Yeah,
definitely had to lay people off. We would have had to stop doing some of the things we were doing. We would have had to catch our breath. And the reason why I know that for certain is when the company went into bankruptcy, many people came and purchased all those assets back, including myself. I ended up acquiring some of their hockey assets back and a few other assets. And
right.
all of those companies are now thriving again today. So it would have not been easy, but we would have survived. That, for sure, would have been a tough time. But it was a lot easier for them to look at it from a private equity perspective and go, "Hey, this is a tax write-off. Let's just cut bait. This is not
Uh,
worth the effort, right?"
that stuff
Whereas I
drives me
would have,
crazy.
yeah. Whereas for me, that was my blood. I had the logo of this company tattooed on my forehead. My kids had it tattooed. Like this was our company, right? Would not
Right,
have been pretty. Would have persevered, but when you put it in different hands, then you have a different fate.
right. Because was this the first business that you had started?
Not the first business that I had started, but the one that probably I built the furthest, cared the most about, and again, it was 15 years, right, of my business career put into it.